The history of plastic begins between 1861 and 1862 with the English Alexander Parkes, developing studies on cellulose nitrate, which he calls Parkesin. The first real affirmation happened in 1870 with the American brothers Hyatt patenting the new formula of celluloid. In 1907, the Belgian chemist Leo Baekeland obtained the bakelite, which becomes the most common and used plastic material. In 1912, a German chemist, First Kettle, discovered polyvinyl chloride. In 1913, the Swiss Jacques Edwin Bardinger invented the cellophane. In 1933, there was the rise of polyethylene. The following decades are those of the great technology growth, the progressive affirmation for increasingly sophisticated and unthinkable application thanks to the development of the so-called technopolymers.
To make today's plastics, chemists start with various elements, atoms such as carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and so on, derived from natural resources. Chemists combine various atoms to make molecules which are simply two or more atoms held together by chemical bonds. When making plastics, these molecules generally are called monomers. These monomers then are combined by chemical bonds into a chain or a network. This is called polymerization, and the resulting materials are called polymers or plastics.
But polymers, like polypropylene, are not abundant in nature. The enzymes in the microorganisms that break down biodegradable materials don't recognize the bonds that hold polymers together. Eventually, the polymers in plastic waste may break down, perhaps after hundreds of thousands of years. But when it takes such a long time, the damage is already done to the environment. Plastic trash can release harmful chemicals into soil and water or break into tiny bits that animals, fish and birds eat.
Nowadays, the level of pollution all over the world that every country emits are so high. This is annual estimate of plastic emissions. A country's total does not include the waste that's exported overseas and that might be at higher risk of entering the ocean.
How is plastic recycled? There are different procedures for the recycling of plastic, which allow to obtain new products, but also energy, heat, and electricity.